direct flight is going to be very important, and it will allow Jamaicans to get to know the DR, and hopefully the other way around. It will promote an element of tourism between us, and I think if it's so easy to get the DR, a number of us will probably take the opportunity of just going there and visiting your beautiful country. I've been there a few times, and it's a really nice place to visit, even for a few days, and to see where Mr. Christopher Columbus used to live. So I look forward to that. I think you also mentioned about this joint committee that was being formed between the DR and Jamaica. That is very important, and we would love to be a part of that if we can. The fact is that, the DR, I was surprised to know the extent to which you're exporting over $450 million to Jamaica. And we haven't started exporting to you yet. But, well, I'm holding you to it this time, because I know you're going to make it happen. It's unfortunate when you have such a big imbalance in trade, and I think we have to really try to understand why that is. You indicated that the law 173, you thought that we understood it. I don't think we do, and I think that's something we need to work on. I was talking to a few people here today who are manufacturers and who would love to export, but there's always that fear of law 173. So I think if there is something we can do in the near future where we can make a presentation to the JMEA members to understand this law, I think that would be a big step. Because when you look at these numbers, it's not just that there is a different language. It's not just that they speak Spanish and we speak English and why we're not exporting, but the fact that DR manufacturers are exporting so much to Jamaica, I think on one hand is an indication that we are open economy and we are open to doing business wherever you are if you have a good product. My company imports carton boxes from the DR, and when you think about it, how can a company in the DR manufacture carton boxes cheap enough that they can ship those things to Jamaica and still compete and do it cheaper than our own manufacturers? So I believe if our manufacturers would really wake up and look at, how is it that they can't get their costs down? And these are things we have as JMEA to explain to our members. If one country can do it, we can do it. In other words, there used to be many years ago this, when we talked about the imbalance in trade between Trinidad and Jamaica, there was always this thought on the mind of Jamaican manufacturers. When I was at Grace, for instance, Andrew, there was this thought that something is wrong, why they could make ketchup so much cheaper than we could. But your chairman at the time didn't believe that it was only, that it was for different reasons. He thought it was a cost issue, and we had to get our costs down in order to compete. And you're the head of that division that shows that you can do that. And unfortunately, most Jamaicans are not yet of that view that we can compete with anybody. When first came to Jamaica, I think I was also at Grace, and I was introduced to firsthand, and the way they went about trying to approach the fertilizer business in Jamaica was very, very professional. You know, they took us, because we represented a agriculture business, they took us to, I think it was Barbados, where they showed how they got the yields up by adjusting the fertilizer to represent what was the soil type. And the fertilizer company at the time in Jamaica didn't do that. And you know, they didn't last. You came in and were able to grab the market, and the other company went out of business. So I have been impressed with the way the DR manufacturers and suppliers go after a market, even though it's a different language than ours. And we now have to think about this, and I'm hoping that we can make this a reality in terms of JME understanding really what is holding us back. Because I believe the ambassador is really inviting us to do more trade, to have a healthier relationship, rather than the imbalance that exists. And I think it can happen, and we have to, our executive director has to come up with a strategy along with our VR friends to try to figure out how we can move forward. We have many manufacturers here today who are here because they're interested. And they sell a lot of different types of products. So I could go down the line. Mr. Fleetwood here makes a lot of brushes, and what else do you make? Beauty products? Well, I don't know. But he has a lot of products that could be sold there. We just have to make it happen. So I also appreciated you said there was a Jamaica Chamber of Commerce in the DR. Again, this shouldn't be new to us, but it is an eye-opener about some of the things you said today. And when are you? You're 3 years here in Jamaica. Is that normally what the 3 years? I think I have a year left. So in that year, we're going to triple the sales to the DR. Although even then, it will still be only 30 or 40 million, but it's a way forward. So I want to thank you and your team for inviting us, and you have our commitment to ensure that we increase the level of business that we do, we increase the level of visits, we get to know each other between the DR and Jamaica. It's much better. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. John Mahfoud, President of the Jamaica Association. Now I pass the floor over Mr. Richard Cole, which is the Vice President of this association.
Hello. Morning, everyone. Ambassador Martinez, thank you very much on behalf of the JMA for inviting us today to meet with you and to break bread. As I look through this document, my eyes opened wide when I looked at some of the products that the Dom Rep is a #1 exporter of. I'm a smoker of cigars. I smoke cigars almost every day. My wife hates it, but it's my passion. I do love it. So absolutely. So I'm very excited to know that you are a #1 exporter, and I will be making a trip to the Dom Rep to appreciate the quality of your cigars. Yes, I am in DR, so I hope there's a cigar here for me to smoke. All right. So yes, it's an exciting period. I'm really excited to hear that we're building these relationships. I do hope that we can find a way to facilitate more equitable trade between Jamaica and the DOMREP. One of the things that Jamaica is challenged with is our economy of scale. Because we're small, and we tend to purchase in isolation. We don't do things collectively. And I believe that there is an opportunity to work with the DR, given that DR is an island or a country rich with natural resources, that we can come to some arrangements on how we can procure raw materials so that we can help ourselves in reducing our operating costs. My company is celebrating its 50th anniversary, and we have not sold a product in Ghana, which is surprising. We go to Trinidad, we go to Barbados, and other islands, but not. Yes. Please, we ask for forgiveness, but I do hope in the coming months and years that we see a significant portion of our business yielded in the DOMREP, as I hope with other manufacturers. We have a lot to offer. We have unique products that I believe that DOMREP will benefit from. And equally so, I would expect that we start to manage the distribution of some of your products, certainly. So I think there's some great opportunities for us all to benefit from. Again, thank you for having us today.
Good morning, Ambassador Martinez and fellow personnel from India. It is an absolute pleasure for us to be here this morning, and yes, what started off as a very small gathering has certainly grown into what we call a nice party. I want to first congratulate you on the job that you have been doing. It's been a year since you have been in Jamaica, but your reach has been far more felt than just here just for 1 year. I've been interacting with you for the past few months, and I want to say absolutely, if ever there is a time for bilateral relations between DR and Jamaica to improve, it's now. I want to tell a special thank you to LaShawn, who has been doing a tremendous job in the back as well, that as this gathering grew from just a little courtesy visit to what we have here today, he has been tremendous on the ground running. Now, when we look at the data that you have presented to us, it's stunning. It is a lot for us to learn from as it relates to just Jamaica, but more so it's a lot for us to capitalize on as it relates to our bilateral trade. Also, having been to the DR a few times myself, I joined John in saying, it's a country that it has a lot in common with Jamaica as it relates to tourism. You might be Spanish speaking, but for us, that level of tourist product that you have to offer is something that we can share a common ground to in growing our market. As it relates to export, some of our companies from Jamaica, for example, JNMB with banking service and JP with products, we have seen where we have been looking to increase investment in that country, and from a bilateral standpoint, Newport Frozen, which we could not have had such an occasion to be without inviting them, especially we see where there is mutual grounds for us to just capitalize on, and this is what this gathering is here for today. That it would not have been good for us to just come from a secretariat standpoint, but to have extended an invitation to some of our members who we know have interest. So without much ado, I would want us to get on with this meeting to see how we can actually capitalize on this opportunity that we're having here today, and even moving further into greater relations. Already I have been discussing with LaShawn as it relates to how do we get a commercial visit from Jamaica going into the DR, but likewise, as we look to have Expo 2023, how we can have buyers coming in from the DR to Jamaica so that we can increase our exports to that market. So I do look forward as in the coming months we get down into the nitty-gritty of making sure that we capitalize on these opportunities, because this is what you're here for. And 3 years get on, run off pretty quickly, but already I'm very positive as it relates to the things that you will make happen. So once again, thank you very much, and I look forward to working with you.
Thank you so much, Amisha. We will work together. We will make it happen. Now, before we open the table for a free discussions on different topics, I would like to pass the floor to our head of commercial, economic, trade, and legal affairs at the embassy, Mr. Daniel Beltré, who will do a short presentation about the business opportunities in the art. Thank you.
Good morning, thank you very much to everyone. I will share with you some general information concerning the Dominican Republic climate and investment and business. The first thing we should say is the Dominican Republic is a country with great political and economic stability. And we are a leading economy in the Latin America and the Caribbean. On 2021, we were the fourth economy growing in the region, in Latin America and the Caribbean. And we are the top 3 country in medical devices exportation and the first investment destination in the Caribbean on 2020. We received the 47% of investment in the region, and the first destination of investment in Central America. We received the 36% of investment in the region. We are the best country with we have the best infrastructure transportation in Central America, highlighting the quality of our highways and the efficiency of our ports and airports. Sean, could you please get back? Yeah, thank you. We are a very good connected country. We have we have 8 international airports and with 60 international destinations with more than 50 airlines flying from the air. We have 12 cargo ports, mobilizing more than almost 2 million of containers in 4 cruise destinations. The Dominican Republic has a unique strategic and privileged location, and we are 1.20 hours from the to USA to Miami, 1.20 hours to Miami, almost 3 hours to New York by air, 2 days, 20 hours to Miami, and 4 days, 20 hours to New York by sea, and 11 hours to Amsterdam, and 10 hours to United Kingdom, Heathrow, by air. And by sea, we are 13 days, 5 hours to Rotterdam, and 13 days, 23 hours to Hamburg, Germany. We have 6 major trade agreements with the United States, the European Union, United Kingdom, Central America, and the Caribbean. As you know, the Dominican Republic and Jamaica established diplomatic relations since 1984, and last December we were celebrating our 57th anniversary. Our total bilateral trade is $477 million on the period from 2015 to 2021. And our total exports to Jamaica are more than 400 million for the same period, but our total imports from Jamaica are almost 10 million for the same period. Our main export products to Jamaica are cement and gas, and our main imported products from Jamaica are light oils and food preparations and non-alcoholic beverage. The Dominican Republic export through more than 100,000 tariff lines, and more than 4,000 Dominican companies are exporting from the Dominican Republic to more than 170 markets globally. We have an open economy with more than 30,000 million of dollars in export and import, which more than $15 million are imports. The Dominican export goods are very recognized globally. We are the first cigar exporter globally. We are the first rum exporter to Spain, the first pineapple exporter to Israel, third banana exporter to the United Kingdom, eighth medical devices exporter to South Korea, first circuit breakers exporter to the United States, third t-shirts exporter to Nicaragua, Central America, fourth avocado exporter to the United States, the fifth baronico exporter to China, and fourth cocoa exporter to the United States. The Dominican Republic received foreign direct investment from more than 55 countries, with FDI stock last 10 years of more than $25,000 million. We received foreign direct investment on several sectors, mainly commerce 23%, tourism 21%, real estate 15%, mining 13.9%, energy almost 9%, free zone almost 8%, finance 5%, telecommunications almost 4%, and transport 1%. We have a legislation promoting the foreign investment in the Dominican Republic, establishing the national treatment in favor of the foreign investors and guaranteeing them the same legal protection that is granted to national investors. This legislation established also the liberalization of dividends and repatriation of capital, and allow the residence for investors, shareholders, management, and personnel and specialized technicians. Our strategic sectors of investment, the opportunities, are the renewable energy, fuel industry, tourism, finance, free trade zones, and infrastructure. As you know, the Dominican Republic has a very strong tourism sector, as Jamaica, and we receive by air more than 6 million of tourists, and by ports more than 1 million. Our occupancy rate is more than 71%. Our income from tourism are more than $7,000 million. We have more than 83,000 hotel rooms and more than 800 hotel units. Of course, that is possible because we have a legislation incentivizing the investment on tourism sector and establishing 100% of tax exemption on income tax, construction permits, land purchases, importations of equipment, materials, and furniture. And we have the same exemptions on the renewable energy sectors. Finally, we have a very strong finance sector with a very strong and modern legal framework, and this sector has attracted investment for different parts of the world, especially the United States, Canada, Spain, Venezuela, Panama, among other countries. We have almost 50 financial entities of finance. This is a presentation of Pro Dominicana, is like the equivalent of Jampo in Jamaica. But at the Embassy of the Dominican Republic, we are ready to support you on your objectives to make growth the business between the Dominican Republic and Jamaica. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Danielle. Well, I think that it is time to hear you, to know you. I would love to maybe start with a short presentation of each of you, if Mr. President is agree. Okay, so I can understand what are you manufacturing here in Jamaica, what are you exporting, and I can understand better your field of work.
Right, so Fleetwood Jamaica Limited. Hello? Fleetwood Jamaica Limited is a manufacturer of home improvement products. We make paintbrushes, rollers, mops, wall filler. So that's for the sort of construction side. And then the other side of our business is a manufacturer of beauty products and sanitization products. We've been used to be the manufacturer for Revlon for many years. That ended. So we now do our own line of hair and skincare products. We are the only manufacturer of a product called Top Brass. It is a world-known brand, and you'll see it on Amazon and Walmart, etc. And we make it in Yana St. Thomas. In terms of the challenges that we face, as with both manufacturers and distributors of products, we have significant supply disruptions. So we're constantly looking for new distributors, suppliers of raw material, so that we don't find ourselves in future situations of supply disruption. That's about it. Thank you.
Hi, good morning. Thank you so much for having us. Sandra McLeish, and my company is Sancard Jamaica Limited, and we actually have the brand Spring. We have food brands that we do as well. So I do a line of salad dressings, vinaigrettes, pumpkin ketchup, a lot of pumpkin focused products. So we do ready-to-eat foods like soups, creamy soups, etc. And we're actually moving now from having them in tins to putting them in packs, Tetra packs. We also do pepper jellies under a different brand. We have some brands as well that we work with. But we really focus on doing Jamaican-based flavors. So we have like guava and otaite apple and flavors that will resonate very well with the Caribbean diaspora and Latin American diaspora. The interest we have really in the DR is I have been there a couple of times and I see that there is a similar appetite. So I'm very interested to see how we can strengthen that relationship. And also the challenges that we have is very similar to what Richard mentioned. It is really consistent supply of raw material and distribution. So we want to make sure that we strengthen that locally so that we can have that sorted out by the time we move more internationally. We're already exporting to a few countries, but really in a small amount, so we want to strengthen that as well. Thank you.
Hi, good morning. I am Diana Blake-Bennett. I am the CEO for Jamaican Teas Limited. We are the largest manufacturer of teas in the Caribbean. We make several different teas to include herbal blends made from Jamaican products. We also have the capacity to produce under contract for other manufacturers, which is something as we look at bilateral relationships that it's open for us to not only export to your market but also to assist manufacturers in your country to do products that are indigenous to Jamaica for your market. So we also have that capability. We are a net exporter of products. A net exporter generally. We have a very strong brand which we distribute right across the Caribbean, and of course that is something that we would love to be able to engage with in growing our distribution in that market.
Hi, good morning. I am Andrew Bennett, and I'm the marketing manager for pharmaceutical and export for P.A. Benjamin. So P.A. Benjamin, we've been around for over 141 years, and funny as John said that we've actually never exported to the Dominican Republic, so it's something that we're looking into. Our products include flavorings, which are number one, vanilla. We have personal care with our alcohol. We have home remedies, and we also have pharmaceuticals. One of the brands that we actually just started a couple of years ago or 2 years ago are Benjamin Cosmetics, which is a hair care and skincare line made from 100% Jamaican, authentic Jamaican black castor oil, and it's actually done in partnership with a contract manufacturer from in Dominican Republic with Capillo. So I joined the company actually 2 years ago, and I think when I first joined the company, one of the mandates from our chairman is that we need to export to Dominican Republic. So this is a perfect opportunity for us to be here today and to make something with you all and to learn more about Dominican Republic and look forward to exporting to Dominican Republic.
Good afternoon. I'm Dennis Valdez, Managing Director, New Professor in Jamaica Limited. I should say I am on the other side of the equation because this is a Dominican company that established here in Jamaica around 17 years ago. Just let me give you this brief summary. When we started to think about coming to Jamaica, at that time, a very protected market, very unknown market, and very difficult to deal with. We just did our homework, and as any other country like where you go, there are uncertainties, there are things that you need to compete, and what you need to do is you need to identify what your strengths are, what your weaknesses are. It's a short analysis like anything else. We came 70 years ago, we are established, we started to manufacture fertilizer like any other manufacturing company, and we evolved as the years went by, and we started to do more than blending fertilizer. We started to find solutions and selling solutions, not a bag of fertilizer, but a solution. Thinking about 15, 20, 30 years when we are not going to be alone, but not waiting for something to happen before we react. So basically that's the key of the success, and I don't think it will be very difficult for any Jamaican company to establish in the Dominican Republic if we also do our homework and we can bring to the Dominican Republic what they cannot produce there or what they are not good, and we have a lot here in Jamaica. Thank you.
Hello, good afternoon. My name is Anne-Marie Smith, and I am the co-founder and managing director of Animal Limited. I'm not sure how many of them have heard of Animal Limited. However, great, good, very nice. However, we started just a few years ago, and it was the start was we started because we saw a gap in the diaspora. So what we did was to look at developing dessert mixes. So that's what we have. We have 2 dessert mixes. We have a fruit cake mix and a sweet potato pudding mix. And the idea behind it was to supply the diaspora market with product which was easy for them to use. Because we tried to make like the fruit cake and sweet potato abroad. It was difficult. And so we are able to develop a product which now moved from using 10 ingredients to 3 ingredients and just take 6 minutes as opposed to several hours. So that's what our company is all about, developing dessert mixes for the diaspora market. But surprisingly, just last week we were with the president of the Minister Auburn here, who charged was we were to go export the car and look at the diaspora, because that's just 7 billion of us throughout the entry here. We have to look at moving over, cross-border to the other market. And so I see this as an opportunity, really timely opportunity, because it causes us to step back and look at our product and realize that what we have is a really cool, really great product. And just like all the diaspora welcome it can be welcome into any market. And so therefore we look forward to exporting and expanding our own market. So this is a timely affair for us. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon. My name is Mark McConnell. I'm the Managing Director of Beer Nutrition Company Limited. We are the manufacturers and distributors of Origin juices. We started in 2010 with 2 flavors of juices, and now we're up to about 12 flavors. We also do iced teas, oat milks, and we've just launched a line of baby foods in pouches. We are hoping to work with a distributor in the Dominican Republic to distribute our products there, as well as we're interested in sourcing raw materials and ingredients from the DR. So we're hoping to do everything bilateral trade there. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Alva Ferguson, founder of Alpha Corporation Limited. We are manufacturers and distributors of construction finishing products. Products such as thinset, grout, short coat / plaster, the white or the grey, and these are interior products. We manufacture exterior products such as stucco, what we call it render mix, but the popular known to the world as stucco mix. And we do other products like concrete blocks and paving stones, so forth. So I've always researched DR to the country, and in my opinion, they are like midfield called Caribbean, because while SCARCOM might have a unilateral trade with the US, DR has a bilateral trade with the US. And I see that as a central point where we would not only want to export, but probably set up a distribution for India to get your product. So the wider cross-section of demand.
Good afternoon. My name is Michael Omega, founder and CEO of Exportadores Limited. We are a nutritional supplement company that specializes in the production, research and production of nutritional supplements for non-communicable diseases, which are nutrition related. So these are nutritional supplements, or they can be classified as nutritional, nutraceutical products, but we love to always refer to them as nutritional supplements, because that's exactly what they are. So we do a number of products for non-communicable diseases such as cardiovascular issues. So we do have products that help with strokes, heart attack, artery issues, vein and artery issues, respiratory issues, cancer, especially breast cancer, etc. This goes on and on. Across the globe, throughout the world, it is established that the main diseases are cardiovascular. I just looked at the numbers in Denmark as well. I saw the numbers are very high there too. In terms of respiratory, which is number 2, and we just heard about cold and all of that. So we know that number going up and probably over, not probably, but we have overtaken cardiovascular for the last 2 years. But that will be resolved, and cardiovascular will become number 1 again. It's very obvious. Right, so we do a number of these products. So there is an interest in Denmark. I see the numbers here for tourism, and I got very excited when I saw that number, because we're also a high natural health and wellness sector. And we can do that because we do have the products that can help to address these issues and to pull the tourists to this region for this particular product. It's a product that our government has been pushing for, but not many companies can go into that sector because it's a niche market. We do have the products to bring that pull. So we are able to make a contribution, not only to restoring health and wellness to our indigenous citizens, people, but we can bring something else to the table, which is attracting tourists to all countries by means of health and wellness, not health and wellness. So we do look forward to having some connections and continuing. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Patricia Anderson. I'm the export manager at Benjamin. My colleague Andrew already stated some of the things that we do, some of the products that we manufacture. However, what he didn't tell you is that we are actually in an expansion phase right now. We are well established in Jamaica, and we do a sizable amount of export in other regions of the Caribbean, as well as the United States, Canada, and England. So, as you stated before, it is our mandate to export directly to the DR. So we have been researching that for a while now, and we do some business that you mentioned before with the DR. They manufacture some products for us. So we already have an established relationship. So we need to balance that now with exporting from Jamaica to the DR. So we look forward to working with you, and you'll be hearing from us. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Christopher Powell. I'm a director of PA Benjamin. All of that need to be said has already been said, but I will say that the relationship that was built and developed with Kapila from the DR came out of a similar mission to this, where there was a joint mission between JMA at the time and the Dominican Embassy. So I was quite enthused when I heard that there was another mission coming. I was hoping that we would get another opportunity to strengthen those ties that we had already developed. We do also purchase packaging and raw materials from the DR. And we've done, as was mentioned, quite a bit of marketing and research to see where some of our products can benefit from being sold in India. So we do know that there's already markets. We just are open for some assistance in finding partners to get that done. Thank you. Right, so it was actually strategically done because well, on our part, we thought it was strategically done because the mission actually had some DR manufacturers who came and products that we can make here, but we saw it as an opportunity to send our black castor, which is made here, to the DR. So it was, it's the black castor is made here, we send it to the DR and they make a range of products that they specialize in, and it's sold for the Caribbean. So, we're also, we thought that would, kind of open the door to see that, this is actually possible, that we can do the same thing for you, where we can make products where you may not have certain access to markets that we do, and we can make it for you as well. Precisely. That's our hope, which is why we started that. We made the first step in saying, all right, listen, we will allow you to make a product for us, and we will show you the goodwill in doing that. Later down the road, help us out.
Good afternoon. My name is Andrew Wildish, member of the JMA, also representing Grace Kennedy Manufacturing Division. As you maybe aware, Grace Kennedy has 6 manufacturing plants in Jamaica. In dairy products, cheese products, meat products, sauces, spices, beverages, ketchups, and a whole line of consumer products manufactured under the Grace Kennedy brand and other brands. We have 4 product categories where we export over 50% of what we manufacture in sauces, glass bottle beverages, Capri Sun, the entire English-speaking women, as well as soup mixes, dried soup mixes. And I think from John's time at Grace Kennedy, we were working on selling Capri Sun through a joint venture agreement into the it's been a challenge to get Jamaican products into the Spanish-speaking and French-speaking larger islands in the Caribbean. And I really appreciate, and Grace Kennedy really appreciates this initiative to bring the two countries closer to allow us to do more business. You guys have done a phenomenal job in economic growth. I mean, the 7-year economic growth is between 5 and 6%, where Jamaica's pretty much been flatlined for the last 12 years. You've obviously done a huge amount of work on making sure that your products are accessible to the world, and you're making your economy accessible to investment. And I think it would only benefit Jamaican manufacturers in Jamaica to grow that connection between the two countries. I found it easier to import items from DR than to export items to DR. And I would like to thank you for the opportunity to discuss it openly, because if we can move products both ways equally easily, it really benefits both countries. One-way trade, when you have a trade imbalance of 30 to 1, it generally does not benefit the relationship with the two economies in the long term. And we saw that with Trinidad, where for many years, I think there was a feeling in the Jamaican manufacturing business sector that Trinidad had an advantage. And we're seeing that that's not the case. We are exporting to Trinidad. We are competitive in Jamaica in certain product categories. We are finding ways to get into that market. And I really appreciate this initiative to let us look and identify ways that we can get into your market and you can get into our market, because the more trade we have, the better it is for the economies to grow.
Thank you very much, all of you, for being here and for allowing us to have this discussion. This is a really great opportunity to us to make this as a starting point of our agenda. I would like to start with the concern that Mr. Mahfoud expressed. That was also my concern when I started studying Jamaica. He said that there is very unbalanced, the numbers between the Jamaica and the Dominican Republic. That is a fact. And when I saw that, I made part of my philosophy or my objectives here in my work in Jamaica to promote a more reciprocal trade between our two countries. I don't know if you follow me since I came here, but I have been consistent with that. Promoting that, saying that. Now is time to go to the actions. So to make it real. So that's why I think that this meeting is a great opportunity so we can start working together. I, of course, have meeting with Kamisha and before and with other members of the Jamaica Manufacturers and Exporters Association. And I have been promoting with different manufacturers from here in Jamaica, Grace Kennedy's and others, to export their products to the Dominican Republic. I, since the beginning, always promote, for example, the importing of flavor as jerk, sauce, and other flavors that you are very known for worldwide. And we would love to have that in the Dominican Republic. We don't have it. And I know that you have a market to promote these kind of things. And all the products that you have mentioned that your company manufactures also have a space in the Dominican Republic. Yes, we are not reciprocal right now, but we are going to work closely with you to make it the more reciprocal that we can. But Mr. Mahfoud mentioned also that it's not only the matter that we are not reciprocal or we are unbalanced. Also, we need to know the costs that are making that commercial trade no reciprocal or no balance. So you have the commitment of the embassy, myself, my team, the commitment of my government, which is interested in having a new relation with Jamaica, a new era, more reciprocal, more win-win. That's the words that they always use with me. My president, my minister of foreign affairs, all the institutions. Because we understand that if we have a relation that just one part wins and the other part doesn't feel that it's taking advantage of the relation, that's not good for any relation, even for personal relation, husband and wife, friends, institution, countries, whatever. So I understand that very clearly. And when I saw the numbers, when I was assigned to Jamaica, I said, oh my God, we need to work on that. Maybe it cannot be the same numbers, but we can work on that. So let's make it happen as it was before with Trinidad and Tobago, that you feel that you were not taking advantage of the relation and now it's different. Let's make it happen. For that, I please ask you to come to the embassy one-to-one, because that will be the best way to do it. This is a very good point to start. But we have Daniel, which is the head of commercial affairs in the embassy, and he's very committed to that objective, to help us. We are a very small team, but I can tell you very intensive. So when we want to do something, we do it, even if we are a small group of persons. So Daniel and me will be working hard with you, the other members of the embassy supporting us. As you mentioned, Kamisha, we have the support of Lashon, which is Jamaican Dominican, but he is always looking to of the interests of both countries. So let's work as a team, one-on-one. Come to the embassy. You have my cards there, all of you, right? So there is even my cell phone there. So there is no excuse that we don't get in contact, that you cannot just reach me directly, that we cannot make a meeting at the embassy to start working with you. We will make it happen, but for that we need to close together. So in the agenda it says that we have to be serving lunch now. So if you don't mind, let's, Ian, you are a very important part of this meeting. Everybody has other things to do. Let's make it happen. Just take the order. We have two options. We wanted today to show our Dominican, most typical Dominican dish, which is we call la bandera. So la bandera is like the flag, the Dominican flag. And as you will see, it's a dish that has all the color of the flag. Has the red because we have red beans, have the white because we have white rice, have the blue, have the green with the salad, have everything. So that's why it is called the Dominican flag. So it's rice, red beans, stewed chicken or oven roast pork. So you have two options. Who doesn't eat those that doesn't like pork and eat chicken, or vice versa. Rice plantains, that I know that is all. I think that is common to Jamaica and Dominican. We love both love rice plantains. And avocado salad, which is also something that I think that you will love. So, Daniel? Yes, next time. But the dessert is a plain Dominican style. I hope that you enjoy. Just tell Ian what choice do you want, from chicken or roast pork, so we can expedite this process. For Richard, we will have a special cigar. I don't know who else loves the cigars. The Dominican cigars are very famous, and we make sure that always are good cigars in this house at the embassy. So after lunch, if you don't have something to do after, okay, you make a space. You can have your cigar with us. So thank you very much. Let's continue having a discussion like spontaneously, right, Mr. President, during the lunch. Thank you.